if they don't make it to the finals, then this might be one of the biggest L's in NBA history.
Hot topics.
Embiid never had the mentality to win a championship. I don't think he ever will win a championship.
The best analysis.
But Jokic, he might be the best player in the league this season. He really might be the MVP.
This is the Full Court Report.
And we're back.
What up, boys?
Episode number 17 of this 2024-2025 NBA season. How you fellas doing?
Doing good.
Pretty good, fella. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving holiday.
And a happy Thanksgiving, indeed.
And a happy holiday season in general. So it's a fun time of the year, you know. It's a fun time of the year. And it's a fun time of the year for the NBA as well. Things are starting to heat up. You know, we got the NBA Cup. That's going to be underway here in just a couple of more days, or at least the knockout stage. But we'll talk about that in a moment. But I kind of wanted to just go around the Eastern Conference. Not really, I guess, go around. Just highlight a few teams that have really caught our attention recently. So, yeah, let's just jump right into it. So we got the Milwaukee Bucks, the New York Knicks, and the Orlando Magic. I don't know. I felt like at least the Bucks and the Knicks didn't have the greatest start to the season, but ever since, maybe 10 games ago, they've really started to find their groove. So the Bucks, they started 2-8 this year, but they've won 9 of their last 10 games. Actually, it might be 10 of their last 11 now, after they won last night against the Pistons in the NBA Cup. The Knicks, they've won 8 of their last 10 games, I believe, and took down the Magic in that NBA Cup game last night. And then the Magic have won 12 of their last 14 games. Obviously, before that Knicks game, it was 12 of their last 13, all of which have been without their star, Paolo Banchero. But who knows? They might have another star down in Orlando. But we'll talk about that in a sec. I kind of want to start with the Bucks because I feel like this is kind of the most impressive turnaround. Like I said, they started the season 2-8. And they've just been on a hot streak. I feel like there's a lot of reasons why they're starting to, play better. But I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say, kind of what you make of Milwaukee's recent success.
I don't really have much, to be honest. I figured they would turn it around. It was surprising to see them start off so badly, after kind of not really getting did dirty in the playoffs, but they had a lot of injuries in the playoffs last year. They got bounced first round. So I figured they would come in with some oomph in their play, and they just kind of didn't. They didn't start off too well, but they got 2 of the best players in the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard, doing their thing. Giannis might be another MVP season. I feel like right now, in my opinion, it's either him or Jokic. Giannis, he's averaging almost 33, 12 rebounds, and almost 7 assists. Dame's averaging 26, 4.5 rebounds, and 7.5 assists, which I believe is the second highest mark of his career.
There you go. Tobe?
All right.
I mean, know if you have more to say, Justin.
Nah.
I'm also, pardon if I lag, but I pretty much agree with everything that Justin's saying. I was thinking about it too. Giannis, he's putting up MVP type numbers. So I didn't think they were going to play as bad as they started off for the whole season. I just figured they just needed a little bit of time to, learn the game of Doc Rivers. Giannis and Lillard playing with each other. And I will say they have been playing some pretty bad teams. but I think they're going against. Well, they're playing the Magic in a couple games. They're playing the Celtics and the Cavs. So I think we might see like an early playoff series coming up. But do I think they can play at this level for the entire season? I don't think so. And we're going to talk about their playoff hopes a little bit later.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think I don't know if it was before the season started or early in the season. I said that the Bucks would need a coaching masterclass from Doc Rivers in order for them to be successful, because I just didn't think that this roster was really built to win a ton of games. I think both of you mentioned, like, Giannis. I mean, he's obviously been fantastic. I think he's leading the NBA in scoring right now. So, like, I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like how I view Jokic. Like, I feel like whenever Giannis is on your team, obviously he's, only been with the Bucks, but like, I feel like they're always just going to be competitive simply because of how good he is. Like, they might not be title contender every season, but, they're going to win games just because they have Giannis kind of just as a base. Same thing with Dame. Like, maybe he's not, what you think of prime Dame in Portland or whatnot, but still obviously a very impactful player. But I watched their game against the Pistons yesterday on Tuesday. This is the NBA Cup game. And I think immediately you see that this is one of the better three-point shooting teams in the league. So they're currently third in the NBA in three-point percentage at 39.4%. And they hit a season-high 23 threes in that game against Detroit. Torian Prince leads the NBA in three-point percentage, which was the funniest thing. They mentioned that on the broadcast. It's still obviously very early in the season. He has 76 attempts this season. And he's shooting 56.6% from three, which is, I mean, ridiculous. Not only that, they have AJ Green, who's kind of, just like a guy who comes off the bench for them. He's fifth in the league in three-point percentage at 49.5 on 95 attempts. So, even healthier dose there for him. And then, like I said, you have Dame, who's a, prolific off the dribble scorer.
Third greatest shooter of all time.
Like, even if he's not having a great game, he's, just has, that gravity, as they say. And Gary Trent, he's shooting 39% this year from three. So, he's not like his two teammates shooting almost 50% or more than 50%, but still, very capable three-point shooter. Always has been, definitely draws a lot of attention. And then there are two bigs that they play with Lopez and Portis. They can definitely stretch the floor as well. So, really it's just, Giannis out there that isn't really spacing the floor a ton, which is kind of crazy. But that's what I really like about this team, is that they do have a lot of capable shooters. And I think that really opens up the floor for someone like Giannis. And I think they're starting to realize, like, putting the ball in Giannis's hands a lot more. I think letting him be like the point guard, so to speak. Obviously, you still have Dame, bringing up the ball, running the offense. But I feel like this team is really well constructed around Giannis right now. Defensively, I think they still have some, room to grow. I don't know if they're going to be, a top defense like they were when they had Drew Holiday. But I think they can be, middle of the pack, maybe close to like top 10 defense. And I don't know. I feel like they're starting to figure it out. I think their rotation, like Doc Rivers is starting to figure out like when to sub guys in, like who should be on the floor at the same time, stuff like that, because that takes time, I think. And I think I mentioned to you, Justin, on an episode that you and I just did, where I said like they should get rid of Brook Lopez, or maybe like, find someone who can be more athletic at that center spot. And they didn't change that part of their lineup, but they did starting Andre Jackson Jr. recently over the past he started 11 games this year, and they're 8-3 with him as a starter. And he's definitely, one of the better athletes in the NBA, I think. He uses his athleticism well defensively. And I feel like that change has really helped them a lot. Like they don't really ask him to score at all, but I think again, it goes back to the rotation because now you have Gary Trent coming off the bench and AJ Green, who I mentioned. So two really, really good shooters who come in off the bench and, can be instant offense. Whereas he's kind of just out there doing like all the little hustle plays, intangible things. I think it really has helped them. So I don't know. I'm very intrigued by Milwaukee right now, especially if Giannis keeps playing like the way that he is. I think they can be very competitive.
Yeah, the East is always scarier when the Bucks are healthy because they're always like in the run for contention, but then they just always get injured around playoff time and they get did dirty. Like they lost to Miami a couple years ago because of injuries. They just lost last year because of injuries. So, if if the health situation is all right over there in Milwaukee come playoff time, I'd say you put them right up there with Boston and Cleveland for favorites. I mean, my favorite is obviously my New York Knicks, but a lot of people don't really agree with that. So
We're gonna get into that. I don't know if I would agree with you about them being up there with the Celtics, but I do think they're going to be really scary in the playoffs. Like one of those teams that whoever they play, it's going to be like a good series. And that guy AJ Green, that guy's a flamethrower.
No, seriously, dude. And I feel like they just know how to get players open. Like really, I don't know. I feel like in that Pistons game, at least, I felt like they took a lot of like wide open threes. And maybe that's just because they have so many guys to account for. It's like, all right, well, I guess we got to leave Torian Prince, who's shooting 50% from three, like because we can't help off Dame and Giannis. So maybe it's just that, but I feel like, yeah, it's this team is very interesting right now, and I didn't even mention, Chris Middleton, who's been out, I'm pretty sure the entire season thus far. He had surgery in the off season, but I'm just curious to like think what this team will look like when he returns. I don't know. I'm curious if they're gonna force him back into the starting lineup and kind of make him what he used to be, kind of more of a ball handler and shot creator. If they're gonna kind of slowly work him back into the rotation, maybe like off the bench. We'll see.
knowing Doc Rivers, guy might get like 15 minutes a game. The guy's gonna get did dirty, especially if they're on a groove. That guy Doc's gonna be like, "Yo, don't mess with the mojo."
Yeah, I mean, I
He's
would
done
agree
it
with that.
before. He's definitely done that before.
If
I
they're a
can't
top,
think of an example, but
if they continue what they're doing now and they're one of the top seeds, like why would you change it up? I understand Chris Middleton helped them win a chip, but like,
no, you
I
gotta
don't know,
get.
you don't want to
Chris
mess it up.
You gotta get Chris Middleton back in that starting lineup. He won't mess up nothing.
All right.
Yeah, it's interesting. This team is just definitely a team to watch moving forward. It's always interesting to see what's going on with Giannis and Dame, and got a fun team. But I guess we can talk about your Knicks next because you talked about them, Justin. So we'll. But the Knicks, man, they've been really solid. They picked up a win, like I said, against the Magic. They finished 4-0 in the NBA Cup game. So
Yes, sure.
I think they're the top seed in the Eastern
We're the
Conference.
2 seed. We're the 2
Oh,
seed.
okay. All right, thank you for correcting me. But
The Bucks are actually the 1 seed.
oh, there you go. Yeah, see, all these teams. I'm saying it's a battle in the Eastern Conference right now. We're not even mentioning the two best teams, at least record wise, Cavs and Celtics. Like, all these teams have been very solid. But the Knicks, man, again, like I said, I think they're starting to find their groove. But I'm curious what you guys have to say about just New York right now.
You know what, Toby? What do you have to say? I want to hear what you have to say.
New York's playing pretty good. And I'm pretty sure in one of our first episodes, I literally said, I think the New York Knicks are going to figure it out. I think they're going to be, one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. When I say better, I mean top 4. Cat, I feel like you Knicks fans kind of disrespected him a little bit at first, like when the trade broke. But he's averaging 25, 13 boards. He's shooting like 53%, I think. And I don't know. It's the question was, who would we rather put as the number 1 option? I honestly think we should leave Jalen Brunson as the number 1 option I feel like, and I don't really like number one. Like for these two players, I don't really like number one and number two option because it can switch. They're almost like Shaq and Kobe. But I think him taking the ball up, he can drive. Cat's one of the best 3-point shooters or 3-point big man shooters we've ever seen. So I think he can, set picks off the ball, shoot threes. And I gotta say, tighten up on defense a little bit, I think, and the Knicks are looking really solid.
Yeah. I like the points you made, Toby. I like the points you made because I agree with the fact that it might just be a 1A, 1B type of thing. Like it really might not be like a solidified 1-2 option. But personally, I agree. Jalen Brunson is the guy. Like he's the guy. Like if we need the game-winning shot, it should be in his hands type of thing. But I think everybody other than Jalen Brunson knows that Jalen Brunson is the number one option and the captain of this team. But with that being said, like I don't know if you guys watch that podcast that he has with Josh Hart, but like anytime the guys on that show try to gas him up, he's always just like, yo, chill out. Like he's just really humble. So like I feel like with his humbleness and the fact that Cat was more than willing to give up the number one spot in Minnesota when Ant came, I don't think I don't think either one of them would really care if the other guy came out and was just like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm the number one guy. I don't think Cat has any expectation of being the number one guy. Like, I don't think he ever had that expectation of I'm going to come in and be the guy for the team. But either one of them could really just be like, nah, he's number one, or Jalen Brunson will be like, nah, he's number one. So that's what I really like about this team. Now that I don't want to throw shade at Julius, but we've all seen his character
You
issue.
could throw shade on him. He's not a Nick anymore.
Nah. He's my guy. He's still my guy. But anyway, Brunson is averaging a career high in assists per game at 7.7 per game. And Cat is averaging his highest points per game in a season since the 2019-2020 season. So they definitely work well together. And like you said, Toby, if Cat wasn't letting up like 90% field goal percentage in the paint, if he wasn't letting anybody get anything they wanted down low, we'd be in really good shape.
I feel like Cat, I don't know. I feel like some of those stats that I see are a little overblown. Like, I don't know how true some of those stats are because I feel like when I watch Cat, I'm not saying he's not, Rudy Gobert, Anthony Davis, like if you come in the paint, like you're not scoring type of center, but I feel like he's doing his job. I feel like the Knicks as a whole defensively, I mean, I think they're still trying to find an identity on that end, but I feel like they will because when you have OG, you have Josh Hart, and you have McHale, like, I don't know. When you have that many guys on that end of the floor, like constantly making plays, like Cat's not going to have to do a ton, I feel like. I mean, I think I sent you the thing I made about Cat being kind of like one of those players who can stop someone like Jokic because I think he's a very mobile center, I think, for someone, that size. And obviously a great offensive player who can tire out his matchup. But I feel like he's just a really, physical player. He's really good hands. Like, that's something that I think Walt Clyde Frazier mentioned on the broadcast yesterday. Like, Cat has, like, tremendous hands. Like, and it's like he mentioned that, and I just started, like, watching for little things that Cat does. And it's like, yeah, he's getting, like, he'll swipe down at the ball. It might not always result in a steal, but like you see, the opposing player like fumble the ball. Like when he gets rebounds, like he can catch it with just one hand and like immediately has full control of the basketball. Like, can make decisions. Like, I don't know. I think he's going to start figuring out eventually. I feel like Tom Thibodeau is too good of a coach to not have a good defense, especially with all the players that he has. But I don't know. I'm kind of getting off track. I know the whole thing was Cat or Brunson is the number one option. I mean, from what I've seen, I think, yeah, you got to stick with the guard. I think that's just the best case scenario. Unless you do have someone like Jokic, where it's like you can basically run the whole offense through him and, something like that. But I think it just makes more sense to have the ball in Brunson's hands like more of the time, just because, I don't know, he's crafty. He can get to his spots on the floor and make decisions, get guys open. But I think there's definitely a lot of times where I watch Cat kind of being the lead guy in the offense, whether that be like post-ups or he's, on the elbow at the free throw line. And I'm like, yeah, this guy could definitely be the number one option, like in the playoffs even, Great passer, obviously a great shooter. So, I mean, it's a good problem to have at the end of the day. Who would you rather have, leading your team? So the Knicks, man, they're very interesting. One thing I wanted to mention, Josh Hart is shooting 77.2% inside 5 feet. That's the best of any player with 90 attempts. That's higher than Wemby. That's higher than Giannis, higher than Anthony Davis, Sabonis, Jared Allen, Gobert. Like, the list goes on. Basically,
That's a dog.
any center. And I think Mike Breen said that this was, again, also on the broadcast I was watching. He mentioned that Josh Hart uses the backboard really well. And that's another thing. He mentioned that, you start looking for it, and you're like, oh, yeah. Like, there's a lot of times where, I think some players just have great touch, and you see them shoot floaters. Like, I think Brunson probably shoots a lot of floaters. But, like, when he's driving, I feel like it's constantly just off the glass. But, he's finishing through contact. Like, it's a lot of them are like pretty acrobatic layups, but he just knows the angle well, I think, just constantly, like, wherever he is with the basketball, like, he knows where to put it off the glass. And he's literally one of the best finishers, if not like the best finisher in the league right now. So shout out Josh Hart, one of my favorite players in the league.
Yeah, bro. I used to hate on that guy so hard. I used to hate on Josh Hart like crazy, bro. And then he came to the Knicks, and now he's my guy. The heart of the city.
Yeah, no, this is a very fun team. I mean, the Knicks were so much fun to watch last year, but and again, you start getting healthier, hopefully, with Mitchell Robinson and Precious. Like,
Precious should be coming back soon.
yeah, like, this team could get real scary. But it's gonna be interesting in New York. They're starting to cook up. But yeah, let's talk about the team that New York beat on Tuesday. That's the Orlando Magic. And, they did lose, obviously, to New York, but they have been on a heater recently. Before that game, they had won 12 of the last 13, like I mentioned at the start of the show, all without Paolo. I don't know. What do you guys make of that success, without Paolo being there? To me, I think it's obvious, but what do you have to say?
No, yeah, it's Franz Wagner, and I do want to give a shout out to Jalen Suggs, because he was also a guy who I kind of hated on when he came out of college, but he's really getting buckets. I think he's averaging like 15 a game. And watching the Knicks and Magic game the other day, he's a great finisher. Like, he's a great crafty acrobatic finisher. Like, I was watching this one play, I can't remember who was guarding him, but he did that little thing where you're driving into the paint and the defender's like kind of behind you on your back and you slow down. He didn't do the Jalen Brunson where he pump fakes and gets the foul, but he like kept the guy behind him for, couple dribbles, 2 or 3 dribbles, just until there was enough space for him to like kind of lunge into a layup. Like, he just kind of jumped through 2 guys, like not really like a Euro, but kind of. and it was a nice play to watch. It was a nice layup, a nice finish, and it looked like he knew what he was doing. It looked like he was an NBA player. But like you said, 12 are their last 13. I looked up their, last couple games. They went on a 5-game win streak from November 8th to November 18th, where they beat the Wizards, the Pelicans, the Hornets, the Pacers, and the Suns. Now, remember those teams. Then they lost to the Clippers, and then they went on a 6-game win streak against the Lakers, Detroit, Charlotte, Chicago, and Brooklyn twice. Now, I don't want to be, disrespecting them or nothing, but only 2 of those teams are above 500. With that being said, though, even if Paolo Banchero didn't even exist, even if he was not ever born, this Magic team as constructed should be winning those games anyway. So that's a good sign for the Magic that they're winning without Paolo against teams that they should be beating. But when Paolo comes back, bro, let me tell you, they're scary, bro. They're scary. Like,
Yeah, your Knicks better be scared.
I am scared, bro. All the top teams in the East all scare me big time. The Sixers still scare me. The Sixers are gonna come back, start
Nah,
winning
you
games,
shouldn't be scared of the Sixers.
hit like the
Come on now.
8th seed, and just come in and destroy teams in the playoffs.
Nah, I think these Orlando Magic are looking like bona fide playoff contenders. And Franz Wagner, he's a borderline superstar, or at least he's been playing like that the past like 10 games. I think since Paolo's been out, he's averaging like 25, 6, and 6. He's shooting efficiently. He's silky smooth. Like that guy's really been something to watch. And I think once Paolo comes back, everybody knows it's Paolo's team. He's gonna, be the number one option, like we were talking about before. But I feel like they know their roles. They're super good defensively. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league, I think, thanks to Jalen Suggs. They got Goga Bitadze. That guy's been playing pretty good. So I don't care what teams they played. I mean, every good team has to beat bad teams, but I feel like they are capable of going against the top teams in the East.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this Magic team is very interesting. Like you guys mentioned, Franz, one of those guys who over the summer had a really good summer, Team Germany, and then has come in and has been playing really well here. I watched our game against the Lakers a couple weeks ago, I think. He had the game winner in LA. I don't know. I mean, that game, he kind of showcased everything. I think he had 37 points in that game, 11 assists. Like, if you just want to see what kind of player Franz, like, at his ceiling is, just watch that, because it's really crazy. He can hit, off the dribble threes. Like I think, one of the better finishers in the whole league, I think. But he's a 6'10" point guard, basically. Like, he very often is, bringing the ball up, breaking a press, being the pick and roll ball handler, whatever it is. Like, he's almost always the point guard. Jalen Suggs obviously has a lot of, ball handling duties, but right now with Paolo out, like, it's definitely running through Franz. And I think that's really crazy. Like, we talk about Luka having, like, great size, at his position. But again, Franz is like 6'10", like 230 pounds. I don't think people understand how ridiculous this player is right now. But the Magic are also a great defensive team. They're third in defensive rating, only behind the Thunder and the Rockets. And it makes sense. I mean, they have a ton of great defensive players. Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black, another like really good defensive guard. I think Gary Harris is still there, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
again, KCP, who they got in the off season. So like, definitely that's kind of what their identity is. But it's just really impressive to watch Franz kind of take the load that kind of Paolo had offensively and, really just be playing at the level he is. Also, shout out Mo Wagner. If we're going to talk about Franz, we got to talk about his brother.
Facts.
Because he's definitely one of my favorite players to watch, I think. In that Lakers game that I mentioned, he had a really good game. So if you want to watch some fun Mo Wagner highlights, watch him against the Lakers.
That's pretty sick that those guys are on a team together.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I feel like they do have a solid chemistry. I mean, I would imagine you play forever, most of your life together. I'd imagine so. But he's definitely a really skilled big man. Has been for years. So it's not like some nepotism thing. I feel like some people might believe he's only there because of Franz. Like, no, he's definitely.
He was there first.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think he would be, a starter. I think on a lot of different teams.
It's not like Thanasis.
Yeah, right.
Shout out Jamal Mosley. That guy's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, seriously, he's built this whole thing. Like, they weren't great when when Franz was a rookie, Jalen Suggs, Paolo's rookie season, they weren't, great, but they're really turning the corner and becoming one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. And he's kind of been overseeing this rebuild. So like you said, Toby, definitely shout out Jamal Mosley. Yeah, it's going to get scary. All these teams, shout out, all these teams, Magic, Bucks, Knicks, because they're putting on a show right now. And the East, it's going to be crazy. But I guess one quick question before we do our little NBA Cup matchups. Assuming Cleveland and Boston, like I said, the two top teams, 1 and 2, remain first and second in the East and win their first round series against whoever it may be at this point. It's hard to say. Only 2 of these teams can get to the second round, just mathematically speaking. So if you had to pick one of these teams to lose in the playoffs in the first round, I mean, who do you think it would be?
I really couldn't give you an answer. Just like I said when we were talking about the Bucks, it's all going to come down to health. Because I feel like if any of these teams lose like one of their top guys, it doesn't even have to be, Franz or Paolo or Giannis and Dame or Cat and Brunson. Like if any of them just have even 2 or 3 of their guys missing, they might be the team to go. I think it's really all going to come down to health. And I had mentioned it with the Bucks. The Bucks, they're always not healthy when the playoffs come, so maybe I might pick them just because of that, but I really couldn't tell you. If all 3 of those teams are healthy, it's just I don't know. It's too early to tell. It's too early to see what the playoff vibes are going to be.
I feel like for me, out of those 3 teams, I like I think either the Magic or the Knicks over the Bucks right now. Honestly, a lot of that has to do with Doc Rivers. Again, he's been doing a really good job over the past couple of weeks, but we all know his track record in the playoffs a couple years ago with Philly. That was pretty bad. But I like the way that the Magic match up with the Celtics defensively. I feel like they're a young, hungry team. I feel like they think this year is their year. And I don't know. Like I said, the Knicks defensively, they got to get a little bit better. I feel like they're going to have a tough time guarding some team like the Cavs who just shoot a bunch of threes. So I don't know. It is really super early. Anything can happen. Trades can happen. People get injured, but I would take the Magic, I think, out of those 3 teams.
All right. Yeah, I think at this moment in time, I'd probably say the Bucks are probably the least likely to win a playoff series. I just feel like New York, I don't know. I think they're a veteran team. A lot of their players have a good amount of playoff experience at this point. Like I think people forget, like, McHale was in the NBA Finals with the Phoenix Suns. OG. I don't know if he played like a huge role when he was in Toronto when they won the championship, but I'm pretty sure he was on that team 2019. Obviously, Cat, over the past couple of years in Minnesota, and then Brunson being there and OG last year. So it's I think the Knicks will come playoff time, and they're going to get healthier. I think they're going to be a very tough out in the playoffs. And I just feel like Orlando, right now they're showcasing what they can do without Paolo. I feel like once he returns, I think, like you said, Toby, I think they're a great defensive team. And come playoff time, like, it's going to get even tougher to score against them. So that's going to be interesting. I just feel like this Bucks team, I'm not completely sold on them defensively. And I know Giannis is like, maybe the best player on any of these teams. I just don't know if they have the depth, I guess, to go up against some of these teams in the playoffs. But we'll see. Anything is possible. A lot can change. Make some trades. We'll see. But I think we kind of covered that pretty well. I quickly wanted to touch on these NBA Cup matchups. So the NBA Cup quarterfinals are now set. So it is now like the knockout stage. So all these games are one and done, like kind of a March Madness type deal. And, like I think we talked about it last week, all these games moving forward can earn these players some money. So these are important games for a lot of these players, even more than, they already are. But let's start with the Magic and the Bucks. I think you said Justin, the Bucks are the top seeds. So this is going to be in Milwaukee. What do you guys think?
Well, even though we've been hyping up, I feel like we've been hyping up the Magic a little bit more than we were hyping up the Bucks this episode, but I think the Bucks are going to win it, considering they don't have Paolo. The Magic don't have Paolo. I just don't think that they have the defensive capabilities to stop Giannis and Dame right now. I think they might stop one or the other, but I think one of them is going to have a big game. And I was going to say this earlier, but we had just moved on, whatever it was. Giannis and Dame specifically are phenomenal, like, drive and kick players. Like, they get to the hoop and they're finding their guy in the corner, whoever it is. And they happen to have some fantastic 3-point shooters, as Jorie said earlier. So I just think that the Bucks are gonna get an easy dub, honestly.
Easy dub?
Yeah, I think it'll be an easy dub.
I disagree with you. I think the Magic are going to get it done.
Oh, you do you?
I think they're going to go to Milwaukee. They're going to get it done. I think you're underestimating their defensive capabilities. I feel like Franz Wagner is going to play, guard Giannis well and vice versa. But I feel like they're going to slow down the three-pointer. And I think they're going to ultimately prove why they're the better team this year.
All right, Toby. You want to put $5 on it?
Oh, here we go.
Maybe we'll do it off camera. Maybe we'll
This
do
is
it off
not a
camera.
DraftKings sponsor. I'm picking the Bucks. I think I picked the Bucks last week or whenever we made our predictions to get to the championship round or championship game, I should say. So I'm riding with Milwaukee in this one. I think being at home, I feel like, these games, I think this is a huge thing for the Bucks. Like, I don't know if the Magic need to win this tournament, I guess, as much as the Bucks do. I think the Bucks winning this would give them a lot of confidence. I feel like the Magic already have a ton of confidence. Just being a young team and this successful, like in a lot of aspects, I think people might say they're overachieving, just again given how young they are. But the Bucks, I feel like if they can prove to themselves, this tournament, if we can win this, who knows? We can win a playoff series. So we'll see. So I'm going with Milwaukee. But the other game in the East, the Hawks and the Knicks, is an interesting matchup.
Oh yeah, baby, that is a good.
It's funny that Atlanta made this this tournament, but Yeah, what do you guys think?
Oh, don't even ask me, bro. Don't even ask me. The Knicks are winning this. The Knicks are winning the whole cup.
Wow, I don't think so. But I do think the Knicks are going to beat the Hawks. They're playing at home. I think it's going to be a big game, but I think the Knicks are going to win.
Oh, that's gonna be a great game, bro. I cannot wait to embarrass that clown Trey Young, bro.
Yeah, dude, this game, it's great. It has a lot of juice. The playoff series between these two teams. I feel like the Knicks at least. I mean, I guess the Hawks as well. They've changed quite a bit. I feel like since then, but still a few players left over. I think. If I don't know, this is tough. The Hawks are a sneaky good team, man. Like
Get
I'm
out of
not
here.
saying I'm not saying they're gonna go in there and win this game, but it's tougher than I think we're making it out to be. But I think I'm gonna go with the Knicks. I feel like New York's got this at home. That MSG energy. I don't know if they're gonna let Trey Young, do them. Like
As soon
I
as the game
was just about to
starts,
say.
as soon as the game starts, he's getting an F Trey Young chance. As soon as it starts. I mean, the last time we played this season, the Hawks came into MSG and beat us. So who knows?
He feeds off the trash talk, though,
He
so
does,
he's
dude.
got to be
He
careful.
does.
yeah,
He's been getting it his whole life.
He's really a villain. He's really an NBA villain. This guy Trey Young, and he embraces it. He loves it. We're gonna
yeah.
bet.
The NBA really won with that matchup. That's a great matchup. But let's go out west. We didn't even really talk about any of these teams, but I think a lot of these teams we kind of all expected to kind of be successful to start the season. The Mavericks and the Thunder. Um, that's one of the quarterfinal matchups. Thunder, one of the best teams in the league. I think they're still first in the West right now. And the Mavericks, I think we talked about them not too long ago. They were kind of off to a slow start, but I think they're starting to find their groove. Luka was out for a couple of games, but yeah. What do you guys think?
Is Luca back?
Yes, Luka is playing. I think he had like 36 points or something in his return. Maybe no, I could be wrong. It was something I forget. But
Well, if that's
Luka's
the
back.
case, then I'm picking the Mavericks. And I don't really have a
All right.
reason. I'm just picking the Mavericks.
All right.
Honestly, this matchup was, for me, the toughest choice. I'm going to go with the Mavericks as well. I just trust Luke in the clutch. I feel like he's a playoff atmosphere type player where when the bright lights are on, he's going to shine. And Kyrie Irving too. I think he can get buckets.
You know what? I think with no Chet Holmgren, I think Derek Lively is going to have a good game. I think Derek Lively
Facts.
might pop off.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see that. You still have Hartenstein. I mean, he's back in the lineup now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, um, I think I'm gonna pick the Thunder. I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's a crazy take. They are, top in the Western Conference right now. But I don't know. Again, this was my team to get to the NBA Finals this year, so I just feel like they're doing exactly what I expected them to do. Yes, no Chet Holmgren currently, and I really hope he can come back this season and make an impact for them. But this is still a fantastic team, so I'm gonna go OKC. The last matchup, Golden State and Houston. Golden State kind of snuck in. Well, they had clinched. I'm pretty sure they were the first team to clinch NBA Cup, like quarterfinal berth, I guess. But they haven't really been playing well recently. They've lost a handful of games recently. Just lost to the Nuggets last night. But the Rockets, on the other hand, they're second in the West right now. So they have been playing very well, and this should be a fun matchup. So what do you guys think?
I think just because of the Warriors not playing as well as they had started off the season, as of late, I'm going to take the Rockets. I think just Ime Udoka's got these guys locked in. I think, honestly, out of all the games, the Rockets might come away with the easiest win out of all of them in this matchup.
I
All right.
like that take.
I'm gonna stick with the Warriors because I think when we were making our predictions, I chose the Magic and the Warriors to make it. So mostly due to that, but I just feel like um, all it takes is one big game from Steph Curry. I know the Rockets are the best defensive team in the league, so they're going to make it tough. But I just feel like if it's a close game, come clutch time, I think the Warriors are gonna take the dub.
All right. I think I'm agree with you. I like my Rockets, but I think you're right. I think if it's a close game, I feel like Golden State is going to be able to win this game down the stretch. But again, the Rockets definitely have the firepower to kind of get out to an early lead and not look back. So I think if that happens, obviously, Houston will run away with it. But if Golden State can just stay in this game, I kind of feel like they can win it. So I think I'm gonna pick Golden State.
So
Yeah,
You guys don't know what you're talking about.
but it should be interesting. This cup, definitely tune in. These games definitely have another element of competitiveness, I think. So, uh, it's like an early taste of the playoffs almost. So definitely tap in. But yeah, I feel like we kind of flushed all that out. So I think we had a Sporcle online.
A
we can-
Sporcle. Yeah. Need to share my screen. Here we are. So NBA top 25 by category: games, points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, 3-pointers, and field goal or free throw percentage.
Gee.
all right, we could do it. We could do it. What's
so
our goal?
Okay.
I would say that the goal should be at least like 130. I was gonna say 150, but at least 130.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
A lot of the players are repeat. Like
I was
obviously
thinking
LeBron.
80%.
So let's do it. Let's get right down to it.
I think we could do 80%, 160.
All right.
LeBron.
Obviously, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Shaq. We're just gonna do all the greats. Abdul Jabbar, Chamberlain. Who's another guy? Duncan,
Karl Malone.
Malone. 2 Malones. We're getting 2 Malones with that one, baby.
Yes, sir.
Wade. No D Wade on any list.
That's actually kind of surprising.
I bet Harden's on the list. Yes, sir. I bet Iverson's on the list. Yes, sir. Come on, man.
That feels like a shot at D Wade.
I was in a groove with the big man earlier. Olajuwon. Damn it.
Huh.
Don Stockton.
John. Yeah, I was gonna say. Did we do Magic Johnson?
We did not.
Larry Bird.
James Worthy. No, James Worthy. Wow. What about Elgin Baylor? Nope. Bird. Yep.
Jerry West.
Russell. West. And then Westbrook.
Nice.
Durant. I know Gary Payton's got to be on that steals list. Yep. 3-point field goals: Curry, Thompson,
Reggie Miller.
Allen, Reggie Miller, Lillard. Games, I know this off the top of my head. Robert Parrish is number 1.
All right.
I'm really like that.
Kevin Willis. I'm get that name out the way.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Jokic, he's not on the list. Wow.
It's still early.
Carmelo, obviously.
He'll
Carmelo's
be
on
there
there.
eventually.
Who's that guy?
Points.
Oh, that's Nowitzki.
Dirk. How could we
what-
forget?
Vince Carter. I know he's got to be on that games play list. Yep.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Rondo, Chris Paul, Mark Jackson. Oops.
I didn't realize Chris Paul was third all time in assists.
Yeah, boy. Who's that guy? 4th in rebounding. Big Howard. Well, it's not him, but he's on there.
Dennis Rodman.
Yes, sir. Probably. Wow, it wasn't that guy, but
all-time rebounder. Willis Reed. Could that be it?
He's not on the list. Bernard King. What? Walt Frazier. Come on, man. Put some respect on the Knicks. What are we saying?
We'll come back to it.
Ben Wallace,
I just did Ben Wallace.
Mutombo.
Isaiah Thomas,
Isaiah Thomas. Lambeer. Nope. Who's the other guy? Joe Dumars. What?
Jose Calderon, free throw percentage. No.
Wow.
What? Somebody's lying.
Did I spell it right?
I think it. I'm pretty sure that was spelled right. I'll look it
What
up.
about Mark Price?
Yes, sir.
Kyle Korver,
Kyle Korver. Yes, sir. What about CJ McCollum? He always finds a way on these lists. Nope. Paul George, just random name. Yep. Danny Granger, your boy. Nope.
Whose boy? Who's Danny Granger?
Toby.
What?
That's Toby's boy.
That's your boy, Toby. Shout out to
what about
Granger.
Darren Williams?
Yep. Williams, and then
Mark
we'll
Williams,
try it.
Darren Williams.
Nope. Hey, look at that. We're already at 115, and we've only been going up. That happens sometimes. We're going to check back at that timer. It's going to be down to like 5 minutes. That's been happening to me every time I do a Sporcle. The timer stops.
All right, well, it's a race against the clock either way.
Chris Bosh.
Oh, Patrick Ewing. Dang, bro. Start slapping out names, bro.
Assists.
Tim Hardaway.
And Penny are going to be on there because of that, I think.
Dennis Johnson. I don't know.
He would have been in with
Johnson, yeah.
Magic. Yeah.
Sam Jones.
Nope. What about Pistol P? Did he make his way on this list? Nope. But I bet Trae Young did.
Alex English. Is he on there? I don't know. Okay, what about Alex?
What's that guy's name?
Dominique Wilkins.
Damn, I don't know why I always think of him when I think of Alex English. Sid Wilkins? Yes, sir.
Earl Monroe.
Clyde Drexler.
Doubt it, yeah. Damn.
Kevin McHale.
No Blazers on there? Nope.
Damn.
Julius Irving. What? Embiid.
Charles Barkley.
I got him on there. Hal Greer. Nope. I'm just trying to think like by organization. What? Oh, well, Robertson.
There you go.
What about Blake Griffin? Is he on there? Nope. Elton Brand. Yeah, he was on there somewhere.
Elton
Bob
Brand.
Love.
Who?
Bob Love.
Rest in peace to Bob Love.
Nope, no Bob Love or Kevin Love. Garnett. Pierce. Yes, sir. I wonder if that guy Tatum's on there somehow. Nope. Brown. White. Black.
DeRozan.
Green. DeRozan. What? Lowry. He's got to be on there.
Carmelo.
I got Carmelo. Cavs players. Donovan Mitchell might be on there somehow. Nope. Kyrie Irving. Ilgauskas. Nope.
You do Julius Irving?
Yeah, I tried. How about Julius Randle? Nope.
Gasol brothers.
Yeah, they'll definitely be on there. Gotta be. Yeah.
All right, we're at 140.
Nice.
No Dwight.
Yeah, I tried. No, he was on there already. I wanted to. I think I.
What about Agent Zero?
Gilbert.
Wow, no. What about John Wall? No. What about Bradley Beal? No. What about
Chauncey Billups.
Wes Unseld? Yes, sir. Phillips? Yes. Hamilton? Nope. Prince? Nope. What about Zach
Alonzo
Rand?
Mourning.
Alonzo Mourning? Yes, sir. I wonder if Rudy Gobert's on there. Nope. I wonder if
Who's getting
Drummond is
blocks?
on.
Who's getting blocks like that?
What?
Who's getting blocks like that?
Hmm. It's tough.
Which one are we missing the most in?
Probably blocks, it looks like.
Yeah, I would say blocks. Who are just some big bozos like
Rick Smits.
Rick Smits? That's a great pick. Who's the
DeAndre
other guy?
Jordan?
What?
DeAndre Jordan?
He would have been in with Michael
Yeah.
Jordan.
You're right.
Who's that other white guy, Toby? Rick Smits, and who's the other guy?
Mark Eaton.
Mark Eaton. There
Mark
we go.
Eaton. Mark Eaton.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yao
sir. That's number
Ming.
4.
Yao
bro.
Ming.
Ming. Well, I wonder if I put in Yao. Wow. Well, speaking of him, McGrady. Wow.
Hmm.
I wish I knew how much left of that timer we have. It's going down, but not a lot.
What about Bob Dandridge?
Nope.
What about George Mikan?
It's out of here. George Mikan might be a snipe for something. Damn.
What about Bob Pettit?
He's got to be on here. Yes. I don't know where, but he was there. Points, maybe?
Assists. Who else has got a lot of assists? Oh.
Hmm.
You do John Havlicek?
Ooh, Bob Cousy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Trying
You
to
do Mo
think.
Cheeks?
Mo Cheeks. Yeah, I think he's on there. Yes, sir. Twice. Steals and assists. Wonder if
What
Cat.
about Glenn Rice?
Nope. I can't believe D Wade wasn't on there.
Yeah.
What about
that's
Bill
shocking.
Cartwright?
I tried Bill Cartwright actually. Who's that other guy who I always get in 2K with the afro? Center.
Oh, the guy from the Magic or from the Bulls?
Yeah.
Artist Gilmore.
Yes. Damn. Come on, artist.
Ron Artest.
I tried Ron Artest. He's on there somewhere actually. Yeah. Meta Sandiford.
What about Brooke Lopez?
Yes, Brooke.
Shout out Brooke Lopez.
Where was he on there for?
Blocks.
Yeah, blocks.
Yeah.
Bottom.
Oh,
What about Drew Holiday?
Nope. What the heck was that? Get out of here.
Drazen Petrovic.
Oh, I wish I could spell. Yes, Peja.
Stojakovic.
Who is that? Who's 4th in free throw percentage? Who doesn't miss from the line?
Nice.
Wasn't, but like,
Steph Curry. Oh, you already did Steph.
wonder if Devin Booker's on there. No. Wonder if Stoudemire's on there somehow. No.
What about Jason Terry?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Dan Marley.
You're gonna have to spell that one for me. I know it's like something like that.
Majerle.
Nope.
Damn, I might be stumped, but we need 3 more. Trying to get 160.
Do we know how much time we have?
No clue. It's going down. It's going down, but not very fast.
What about Stephon Marbury?
Starbury. Nope. Guy
Yeah.
pops out to Knicks games, bro. He pops out to all the Knicks games.
What about Charles Oakley?
Charles Oakley. Yes, sir.
Nice.
I don't even know if that guy's allowed in
What?
Knicks
Steve
games.
Kerr's on the list. Nope.
I don't know if that guy's all.
We've been forgot Tony Parker, Ginobili. Nope.
Derek Fisher.
Robinson. Derek Fisher. Yeah, he was on there for games played. How do you like that one? Damn, we're almost done with that list. All right, who's that? Who played a lot of games and who scored a lot of points?
Tony Allen. He was good at defense.
Tony Allen, top 25 all-time scorer.
Who's that? Who is that guy? Somebody crazy. We're gonna see it and be like, we're gonna be pissed. Who's got all these rebounds? Who's fourth in rebounding?
I don't know. I'm afraid we've gone over the timer. I'm afraid the timer doesn't know
What
what
it's
it's doing.
All right, either should we give up then?
Maybe. I mean, we hit our mark. We hit 162.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anybody else.
All right, yeah, I'm stumped. All right,
Mine is blank.
we'll give up.
All right. I'm sorry.
Elvin Hayes there, and I think we missed him there too. I think that
Elvin
was
Hayes.
we were missing. Elvin Hayes for the rebounds too. Nate Thurman, Walt Bellamy, we missed them. I can't believe I missed. Oh wait, no, we got Wes Unseld. We missed Jerry Lucas,
Muggsy
Paul
Bogues, Terry Porter, Lenny Wilkins for assists. I'm looking at.
Yeah, Rod Strickland.
Guy Rogers.
What up, Guy? Your boy Darren Williams. Oh, Muggsy Bogues, dang, bro.
New
Block.
Bull. Should have got that one for blocks.
Tree Rollins. That's a tough nickname, Tree. Marcus Camby. So yeah, we did pretty good. We missed a couple guys.
Larry Nance. Wow.
Andre Iguodala is top 25 steals.
What up, Andre Iguodala?
Yeah.
Mookie Blaylock.
Buddy Hield.
Where? For three-pointer? Oh, come on, bro.
Did we get J.R. Smith, J.J. Redick?
No.
Joe
no.
Johnson?
We were lacking. Wait,
Eric Gordon?
no, Joe
Oh,
Johnson.
man. What are we doing?
We got Joe Johnson because he would have came with Magic.
Oh, right. Kobe.
We were really lacking on the three-pointers.
All right.
We should have sniped those. But yeah, we did pretty good. What did we get? 162 was the number, or was it 167?
Yeah, it was 162.
Well, what is that percentage-wise? Is that 81%?
Yeah, pretty much.
162 divided by 200. Yeah, 81%. So, Toby, we hit your mark.
Boom.
Let's go. Good job, fellas.
Yeah, good
We
stuff.
did it.
I wish my laptop wasn't terrible, but
All righty. Well, this was fun. Fun little episode. Talked about a lot. And, yeah. I guess until next time,
yeah.
we'll be seeing you.